You all must have heard I'm a real nerd. People say I'm a fool, but they never got the news that I'm a vile one. Oh yeah, I'm a vile one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, 'cause you're watching VileMike and his real wild child. Oh yeah, I'm a vile one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel down, 'cause you're watching VileMike and his real wild child.
All right, so did you see that one, Dandelion?
Yeah, seemed fun.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. And just for everyone else, howdy folks, is VileMike here. Got Elihu and Dandelion already with me.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna move myself into another room though, because my dishwasher is churning away next to me, and it's some sort of ancient model that makes all the noise.
Oh, yeah, Kenmore.
Yeah, the dishwasher at my old place was very loud. It would talk non-stop every time it did the dishes.
That's when you gotta shut her up. That's when you gotta shut her up.
Well, it was actually a guy, but that was a joke.
Okay.
I got it.
Later.
I got the joke.
Well, the funnier part is the fact that he doesn't actually talk like at all. His girlfriend's the one that talks incessantly, not him.
Right.
Gotcha.
So
it's a classic day here today. Very rainy.
If you were able to catch the intro, tell me if you like that one. I forgot that Mr. Miles updated it for the last two reviews that he edited for me. How you doing, MB?
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. I don't like the new intro. The pixelated transition between frames is a little hard on the eyes.
All right. Well, that's why I put the poll up, so people can say if they like it or not. If the poll wins, I might use it more often, or I might just alternate between the two of them for the time being.
Personally, I don't like the pixelated transition. I like the original better.
No, I can't find the poll. Oh, hang on. If I refresh that page, I might get the poll back.
Hey, Dandelion, you go in your hike?
I'm sorry, what was that, Andy?
Did you go on your hike?
Yesterday I did, yeah. It was good.
How far did you go?
What did I do? Like 14 kilometers? I think 150 flights of stairs equivalent. Last week was better. I did 200 flights. And then I did a mountain a few weeks ago. That was 250. I think there's pictures on Instagram for that one.
You would really like Port Tower.
I have to say, I am thoroughly impressed with the amount of kilometers you walk every day, or you walk each week, because I don't think I could do that with my current weight problems.
I do like at least 6 a day. That's my minimum, is 6.
6 kilometers a day?
Yep.
See, I used to, when I was at my peak, my favorite thing to do was, like, for me, a short run was 5K, but I always felt more satisfied when I was doing a 10K run. Yeah,
I mean, I have to like cater it. Like, that's why I did. I mean, it might not sound like it, but I did an easier hike yesterday because I did like a serious ascent last week. And so I got to you kind of have to let your knees sort of relax for a week or two. So the hike I did, even though there were like 150 equivalent flights of stairs, it actually was a much easier one because there wasn't the descent, like the going down is when you start to like feel it.
Oh yeah.
So this one had much easier. I did it so there was an easier down. Like there were like a few options for knee savers where there's like a little bit of a switchback or something. You don't have to go straight down a really gravelly, annoying slope.
Yeah, I did. When I was running, I would find various different places. Like if I was having like maybe a hard day, it's like I'm going to run, but I don't really feel like pushing it too hard. I just run around. This was when I was in, like California, Florida and stuff. When I was about 175 pounds. I was really ripped, not ripped, but I was very in shape, athletic. And I used to.
Hey, round is a shape. Round is a shape.
Yeah, well, round is now a shape for me, and I'm fine with that.
I'm still working towards getting ripped. Not like ripped, but a little more ripped.
I could never. I had a flat stomach at one time, but I never had the abs. I was not willing to commit that much effort to doing it.
Yeah, well, getting your body fat down that low is like hard work.
Oh
Well, I have
God,
no
yes,
interest
it is.
like getting ripped or anything like that. I just want to lose 100 pounds so that I'm at the weight I should be for someone my height.
Right.
I'd like to.
I just want nice shoulders. Like I want the like little shoulder V thing, you know. I like the nice shoulder.
I did too. You know when
I know that just walking will help me out because a few years back, my truck got totaled, and I was without a vehicle for about 6 months.
Yep.
And the closest bus station to where I was living was 2 miles away. So minimum, I was walking 4 miles a day. That's like what, 8 to 10 kilometers?
Yeah.
No. Oh God, no.
6.
Dude,
Six?
you guys measure walking kind of.
I thought a kilometer was shorter than a mile.
It is. So you end up with more kilometers, but not that much. It's like
It's about
not quite 1.5.
70% shorter than a mile. That's how you measure it.
I know Mrs. Vile is mad at me for that already, and she's not even here.
All right, Mike, I'm going to break it down for you.
Hold on.
A 5K is 3.
I don't care.
Well,
Hey, Mike, here's the thing for you. Do you have like a little bit of time in the morning? Like, can you go like for a walk around your block in the morning?
Sometimes, yeah, but not all the time.
Well, do it when you can. And then, maybe take like 20 minutes at lunch, go for a little walk. And then in the evening, do it again. Do another little walk, right? Just, you got to start somewhere, and you can break it down to little bits. Like I don't go out usually. The only time I ever go out and do 6 kilometers straight is on a weekend when I have like, a couple hours to kill. Everything else I do a walk before work, I do a walk at lunch, and then I do a walk after work if I haven't hit my 6 by then, because I usually end up having to walk around at work a little bit as well. So
I'm not saying you're wrong. That's really good advice, Dandelion. My big issue is when I'm working, I'm on my feet for at least 7 to 8 hours every day.
Mhm.
So and a lot of the stuff I'm doing is walking back and forth. I'm lifting, 50 to 100 pound boxes.
Does your phone tell you how far you've walked in a day?
No, I don't have that set up at all. No.
Okay. Well, why don't you set that up and see how far you're walking right now? Because you might already be doing like more kilometers than I am in a day.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. But the thing is, it's like when you're walking back and forth, to me, it's like, you're walking 10 feet, you're walking 10 feet back. It's not.
Yeah,
like,
but it still counts.
See, that I wouldn't count.
I'm actually trying to do, since I am on a cane right now and everything, and my medical issues and stuff, but I decided I was going to try something different. Since the weather's nice, I told my dog I told my oldest dog I'd take him for like car rides when I took the top off. So I took the top off the other day, and he hadn't been on a car ride in like a freaking year. So I was like, do you want to go on a car ride? Oh my Lord.
They do love a car ride. If they love a car ride, they love a car ride.
I have not seen that 10-year-old dog move so fast in his life. He just was like, he hadn't heard those words in years. I was like, Luke, do you want to go on a car ride?
He gave you a hell yeah, I do.
And he goes, I was like, do you want to go in a car? He jumps up, and my wife is like, she's like, look, she's talking for him. He's like, don't fuck with me, old man.
Yeah.
So I had the top off. I had the front top up on the Jeep. I had the windows down. It was a perfect day for it. It's a perfect morning for it. Oh, he was loving it. He was absolutely loving it. We went down to Wabash River, and I just let him walk around. I don't even have to have him on a leash. He's older, and he's always listening to me. He's not going to go running off. So I'm not worried about him doing anything. Besides, he's a sweetheart. All he'll do is lick you to death. Poor dog can't even jump in the car anymore, or Jeep anymore. I got to help him.
Aw, sweet old Pop. That's nice.
Yeah. Oh man, I was scared to death a few weeks ago, man. he was looking bad. I was like, shit, do we got it? And I was like, oh God, we might have to take him to the vet. And my wife started worrying about maybe it was getting, I'm like, he's only 10 years old. He's got plenty more years. I don't want to be thinking about that right now.
Yeah. Well, as long as he's still enjoying life.
I'm just like, I'm not ready to think about that about my dog.
Nope. Well, I mean, if all it is just he's old and, if he doesn't have a ton of health problems.
No, I think he's got a little bit of arthritis, and I think that the purebreds he doesn't really want to be around because they're a little intimidating. But him and his sister, they get along. Of course, they're fine, but he kind of likes to just be a loner. He likes to sit down. Years ago, he got tired of playing. His sister Jade would come up and want to play with him, and he'd just be like, laying down, he's like, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to play. I want to sit here and enjoy the sun. And he still does that. He's just like, I just want to be left alone. Leave me alone.
Nice.
Well, what's so funny is he won't know. He's a spoiled little shit. He doesn't like going to the back out in the backyard.
I was so broke 1 month ago.
But
sorry, my phone suddenly threw up an ad. I was playing games while I was listening.
Oh God!
But I had to turn down my volume today. So, and in any case, I do actually have to go pretty soon because I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna try and get my walk done early because I got a bunch of stuff I got to do around the house today.
Also, for anyone who's listening, and I know you're not on there, Dandelion, but if you're on Twitter, do me a favor and. Because I'm trying to promote for the eBay store. I've been posting, listings every single day.
I only use Twitter to check DMs. I'm not going to start using Twitter. Sorry.
Well, the only reason, because apparently Twitter got pissed off at me because I was posting, literally the listings from my eBay store.
Yeah, you're trying to make money, but they weren't getting cut. Yeah.
Yeah, and they literally put a thing saying that you've been flagged and your tweets are not going to be shown as much because
I'm not getting them.
And I'm like,
Musk isn't getting money out of Mike because he's not sharing the revenue.
Yeah, because Elon's like a greedy fucker.
So yeah. Now I will say my sales have definitely increased since I started doing it anyway, even though it seems like I'm not getting that much views. Because normally I sell maybe 1 or 2 things a week, right?
Yep.
In the last week, I sold a Scooby-Doo Happy Meal toy, 1 of the Kinder Eggs, 2 Kung Fu Panda Burger King toys, Xbox game, season of DVDs, another McDonald's toy, Star Wars toy, some magazines, and a comic book.
Nice.
My wife has been selling some of her stuff on like Facebook Marketplace. She had Barbies from a day and stuff, and she's had some people buy them, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just a collector." It's like I just like having this stuff.
I found the the Harry Potter Kinder Egg toy ones.
Yeah, I got some of those for Mrs. Vile for her birthday.
Hey, Dandelion.
Yeah, I got 2 Mad Moody's.
Hey,
what's up, Benji?
Okay, so it was interesting when you said that about Elon Musk being greedy. And the reason why I say that is, as VileMike knows, I was watching the series Men Who Built America, The American Frontier. But I'm watching the original series, which was Men Who Built America, which is during the American Industrial Revolution. And it's very fascinating because when you say that, it's almost what that would be called, what the way it was called, what Musk did would be called Morganism.
Yeah, well, this is what they sent me.
I can't read that. It's too tiny.
I'll read it. We have found that your account may contain spam or be engaging in types of platform manipulation. You may not use X's service in a manner to artificially amplify, suppress information, or engage in behavior that manipulates or disrupts people's experience or platform manipulation defenses on X.
Unless you're Elon, then you can do it.
Or a
Yeah,
right-wing
well,
Republican.
Right.
Well, I'm not even going to get into that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll avoid the politics.
Had to go there.
I thought, well, I'll be honest with you, NB, because I was engaging with certain people on Twitter, I thought it might have been that reason. Except I found on the eBay seller subreddit that, Twitter is hitting a lot of people who are posting stuff from their Etsy shops, their Facebook Marketplace, eBay. They're basically saying, don't advertise your stuff on our platform.
Yeah.
Without
Unless
paying.
we get a cut.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I thought it was funny, but what I was saying was because you brought that up. I'm actually watching the Industrial Revolution, and I'm at the point where it's we're getting into the big three titans of American. We're at the big three titans of American industry:
Ford,
Rockefeller,
Ford,
Carnegie, and J.P. Morgan.
I would thought Big Morgan, Rockefeller, and Ford.
No, Ford comes later.
Oh.
Ford is the last episode. I haven't even gotten that far yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm still in the last part. Right now we're at where I was just at the end where McKinley was assassinated and Roosevelt's about to take over. And boy, oh boy, Mike, I'm going to have to talk about this later because I got some stuff to talk about with this documentary because it is fascinating.
We can chat about that on another thing.
No. But what I'm saying is, it's interesting. These three men were worth more now. Were worth more then, by equivalent, than the 40 richest men in America right now.
Yeah, and
Combined.
they were also
combined.
And I'm also, from what I remember, they were also very corrupt at times.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
well, how do you think McKinley got elected?
Like
how do you think McKinley got elected?
Calling in the military against unions.
Yeah.
No, we haven't gotten.
That was J.P. Morgan.
Well, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh, Morgan's a huge union buster.
Oh, I know he was a union buster. I'm getting that. I'm very well aware of what these guys were. They built America, yes. They made a lot. Unfortunately, this is also where we're getting into, and this is what I love about this documentary stuff, is now we're seeing the dark side of unregulated capitalism.
Yep, that's why regulations happen.
Now?
No,
somebody actually opened his eyes. Wow.
No, I have always believed in reasonable regulations. I'm absolutely for that. Never have not been. But we're not talking about an argument of whether New York has too much regulation, California has too much regulation, Texas doesn't have enough regulation. We're talking about industries that just in the last 35 years have been created. These are all new concepts, and this is before any type of federal regulation was ever conceived. It's mostly at the state level at this point.
Yeah, because
well,
it starts with Carter.
I will say it always takes a while for the legal system to adjust to new technologies and new strategies.
Well, not only that, but government is often incentivized with donations to not regulate rich people.
Well, one of the things too is you got to understand one of the influences of J.P. Morgan is this guy bailed out the fucking government.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but he did.
Yeah, they bought
I'm not going to go into it too much because it's something. No.
Well, I did want to.
We're supposed to be having fun nerd chat.
Yeah,
stuff. This is
other than documentaries. What nerd stuff have you guys been able to watch this week? Because all I watched this entire week was a single freaking bad horror movie.
Okay, if you guys want to watch the animated Watchmen Part 1, it's a retelling of the movie, except it's basically a G-rated version with less blood and less swearing.
Why the hell would I want to watch that?
I did for the hell of it and want to find out what it was, and like, okay, this is just a retelling of the movie, the cartoon form, but it's a lot toned down.
Then why would I want to watch The Watchmen that way?
I just want to.
I've been rewatching Firefly.
Brown Coats Unite.
I really do enjoy Firefly. I'd forgotten how was quite a clever, like there was a lot of stuff going on in that show. I was quite I don't know if I'd say clever, but it was like quite original. Like it was fairly creative. It was something that was a little different. I was very disappointed when it got canceled.
Oh,
Well,
that
here's
was
the thing. I don't
Light
think
as a feather. Light as
I
a
don't think
feather.
Firefly was technically original. It was more of it took old ideas and
Yeah.
presented them in a way that we hadn't seen before.
Yes, absolutely. There aren't that many new ideas, but it was a very new retelling of an old story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why
It
you
was
did not
not
see the
new.
Cantonese in closed
It's the
caption
story.
whatsoever. That's why in Cantonese, when they speak Cantonese, you don't see the closed caption in English. In DVD,
Well, you can usually
Blu-ray,
get the idea of what they're
I know.
saying. You don't
But
understand
we
what they're saying.
Yeah, but we didn't insisted no closed caption for Cantonese.
No, I liked that. I thought that was
I know,
good.
I love that part.
Yeah, you can pretty much infer what they were talking about. This is
Exactly.
when, yeah, this is when you
Because
know.
most of it was swearing.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, exactly. But one of the biggest problems, you see, that's during the era of Fox not being able to get their heads out of their own asses. They they did not promote Firefly well enough. They showed it out of order.
Yeah.
Writer's strike happened, and
Writer's strike. Oh God, was that the 06 writer's strike?
Yep, that was
Oh
the major
God.
one before the last one. Yeah, that was the huge.
Oh,
huge
nobody gives
one.
a shit, Eli. Nobody gave a shit about the last writer's strike. The writer's strike
06 was the big one.
Huh?
06 was the big one.
06 was the big 06. Fucking, we were all talking around the water coolers. It's like, is Heroes going to get canceled? Is this show going to get? And look what happened to Heroes after the writer's strike.
Yeah, that did suck.
It did try to come back, but it failed.
Yeah. Well, we had.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Beyond the first season, Heroes kind of dropped off hard.
Heroes
even
is
before
one,
the writer's strike, in my opinion. Because I will tell you this. Heroes was one of the few science fiction shows I got to watch with my mom because she actually enjoyed it. Well, I say she enjoyed the first season. The second season, she just stopped caring nearly as much because it was like, well, they did what they needed to do. Why do they need to continue? And
exactly. I've heard, Mike, that's a good point because I've heard a lot of people say that it was like this should have been a one and done show.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy for us to think about, but when you look at the rest of the seasons, I'm like, wait a minute. We had a complete arc in the first season, and then it was all undone during, it's like, oh shit, these guys were popular. We got to bring them back. It's like, no, you should have
Siler was popular.
Huh?
Siler was popular. Was a good bad guy.
That was the only reason most of us are, dude. The only reason I stuck around to the fourth season was because of Siler.
Yeah.
I mean, the actor was. I mean, seriously, Siler was carrying the show. The actor, what's his name?
Zachary Quinto.
Yeah, he was carrying that show.
I don't disagree with you. And there's a couple of those shows that just went beyond what they should have. Lost is another one. There's a guy on YouTube called VIleMike who did a retrospective of the Lost series. And the entire time I'm listening to it, because his whole thing is like 10 hours long, and I listen to it while working because it, sometimes and I it's like, yeah, I like the mysteries and everything, but the show should have ended like at least by the fourth season.
I think I saw a few episodes of Lost, but I didn't follow the show.
I binge watched it from my local library. I wasn't really. This is before streaming was really the normal thing.
That was one of the shows that happened around the time that I stopped watching television because I just never caught shows when they were on. And then back in those days, the only way to see them was to like download a copy from Pirate Bay.
I usually just did. Well, what happened was I would find myself recording stuff on my DVR and then never watching the shit.
Yeah, I canceled cable after I realized I hadn't turned the TV on in 6 months.
Yeah, I was in this.
Lost was the other show, the other sci-fi show I watched with my mom. So it has both those shows have a special place in my heart for that.
Yeah,
but because like outside of like Law and Order, CSI, those types of shows which I watched with her, along with Jag and Of
Oh, I
course,
love
we
Jag.
watched Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy together.
Oh, did
But-
you enjoyed Jag, right?
I didn't enjoy it as much as the civilian law procedurals, but my mom liked Jag because she was in Jag. She was a court reporter at Fort Leavenworth.
Knocking on my door or my window.
So,
Hey, honey, that's so nice. God, my 13-year-old daughter's got pot leaves in his earrings. Boy, I'm teaching her right.
she has what in what?
Oh, she's got a couple of earrings in her ear that are pot leaves.
Oh,
Yeah, like I'm gonna. What am I supposed to do? Tell her don't wear those, dude.
No, you're supposed to tell her wear better ones.
Room.
Tell her wear better ones.
Oh,
Maybe actual pot leaves for earrings. No.
she's 13.
I'm kidding. Holy jeez.
I'm sorry, that's my baby girl. That's my baby. Come on. Maybe when she's
but, okay.
old.
Other than Lost and Heroes, what other shows do you guys think that were, sci-fi or not, should have only lasted maybe, let's say, 3 seasons?
I wouldn't say 3 seasons, but I would say X-Files. I would say it should have ended after the movie.
Oh, definitely agree. I haven't even watched the
Yeah.
reboot or the second movie because I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that either.
I've
Season
seen
10 sucked. Don't bother with season 10. It sucked.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, if Elihu is like me, he's probably seen all the X-Files, including the more recent seasons. And I have all of them. I've seen the second movie. It sucks.
Yeah, don't bother with the 10th season. You're going to be
Oh,
watching
God,
this shit.
no. Don't even. No, the whole thing I was like, when I watched X-Files, because I really am I want to watch X-Files again. But I was like, I've been saying this, where is my stopping point? Because I don't want to watch all of it because I don't like all of it. And I'm like, it should have ended at the movie when the chain smoking man, basically gets told the X-Files have been reopened. That's where it should have ended, in my opinion. And that's where I'm going to end it.
No need to look for the kid.
What kid? I forgot. It's been so long.
Mulder and Scully's kid?
Yeah, because that doesn't happen till later. And that, to me, ruined... Oh, Elihu, that ruined fucking X-Files for me.
That's why I said no reason for season 10.
Yeah. We're going back before season 10. We're going back to when William was even brought into this thing. I'm like, I knew. And then when she gave him up, I was like, oh, my God. I so wanted to check out at that point. I think I almost did. And by the time the season final came, I can't remember this. Maybe Elihu can remember. Wasn't it mostly like a clip show?
Yes. Sorry, I was coughing. Yes.
No, yeah, but it was mostly a fucking clip show.
Pickles! Hey, Pickles. Good to see
Yeah,
you.
right?
Oh my gosh. He fixed his lighting. There's no shine. Wow.
Hello.
But
What's
yeah,
going on, guys?
How's it going, man?
for me personally, X-Files ends at the movie. That first movie, that was a great ending. We are never going to get all the answers. We already know that. I liked that opening.
Did they do another season of of X-Files after the movie, or was it like the show ended and then they did the movie and then they did a reboot many years
There
ago?
was 2 movies and they rebooted the show. We'll try to reboot the show.
Oh no, but I'm saying like the show had ended when they did the movie, or did the movie happen partway through the show?
No, what happened was at the end of season 5, the X-Files was shut down, and that was the lead-in into the movie, which we all knew about. This was all a marketing plan.
Yeah. But then they did didn't they do another season or something after that?
Yeah, after the movie, they rebooted
But
4 more
the
seasons.
original show ended, then they did the movie.
Then it got picked up for renewal of 4 seasons. Then they did another movie. Then the show got canceled. Then a couple years ago, they rebrought it back.
Okay, that's what I was asking. So the movie did take place. Yeah, you're right. I agree with that. I mean, it was still fun to keep watching the show because I liked the show, but yeah, it didn't have the same cachet after the movie, I would say.
Now, the one thing I did like, I will say this: if they had actually have wanted to continue it, they should have not done it the way they did. They should have just brought in. First off, I thought Robert Patrick was the one saving grace of those last couple seasons.
It was too soon after the Terminator movie, though. I was still creeped out by him. Sorry.
Too soon. It was like a decade later.
Yeah, but I was still too creeped out by it. I'm like, no, it's the creepy Terminator dude.
I watched a movie one time where it was one of John Cena's early movies. It was called The Marine, and trust me, it was terrible. But it had Robert Patrick in it, and I watched it. It was just a cheesy, fun movie. I didn't take it seriously. But there's one scene with Robert Patrick. They're like, this guy's the goddamn Terminator. And there's like this shot where Robert Patrick just looks up in the rearview mirror, kind of like breaking the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm. Well, they haven't been like, didn't he show up in Wayne's World or something too? Like as a cop?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
I like that.
He was also in Peacemaker.
So I decided to go to watchorder.com to find out, what seasons for everything for X-Files. Okay, the movie comes after season 5.
Okay.
Then it continues on for another 2 seasons, and then there's a spinoff called Millennium, which lasted 3 seasons. Which I
actually liked that. I actually also liked that
Lone Gunman.
Lone Gunman. That was actually pretty funny. Those characters were good little characters.
Lone Gunman starts in season 8, or is based off of an episode of season 8, episode 14.
When they went
so
to
I thought the Lone Gunman showed up a lot earlier than that, but apparently their first appearance was, season 8.
I know. They were there. I thought they were there for the first season.
No, they were there at a convention. FCC, the guy with the beard, he was worked for the FCC. He had a conversation. Yeah, they was.
Sorry, I'm going based on what they're saying. They're saying that at least on this website.
You're thinking of the origins of the Lone Gunman. That episode. That was a flashback episode.
Okay, well,
that was a flashback.
According to this, it was
they're all getting together. He's the FCC guy, and he's like, "This is it. This is supposed to be what I'm against."
Yeah,
right.
It was a great episode too.
That was a good episode.
And yeah, it was a great episode. And I did not watch The Lone Gunman. I was kind of out of pocket at that time. Millennium. First off, I always loved Lance Hendrickson as an actor. As far as I'm concerned, I still want to get a Pumpkinhead doll because I love that movie so much. But I really loved the Millennium for its more known it was. And unfortunately, it ended on a cliffhanger. But thankfully, and this would be the one episode I've watched post the movie in season 5, is the one where Lance Henriksen gets his closure in that one episode. They actually completed the Millennium arc in an X-File episode.
Right.
And I was like, and I had literally was just
okay. Sorry, I'm laughing because you're talking about that. You say it ended on a cliffhanger. According to this, the Millennium finale. Sorry about that. Is you can find the finale in season 7 of X-Files, episode 4, titled Millennium.
Yes.
Apparently, that's the finale of Millennium in X-Files.
Oh man.
No, that's how it happened because the show got canceled after the 3rd season, and oh shit, Eli, who ran who was the showrunner?
Chris Carter.
Yeah, Chris Carter. Chris Carter wanted to at least give closure to that character. He even when Lone Gunman was canceled, this guy actually was like, "No, I want to give the fans closure to these characters." I at least got to give him respect for that. And that Millennium episode was nice.
And I want to know their definition of spinoff because they're like the X-Files. It's 1 series, 2 movies, 1 spinoff, an optional crossover, and I'm like, so they're not even considering the Lone Gunman a spinoff. They're considering it a optional crossover.
Unless Millennium is the optional crossover.
Either way, I would consider both of those as spinoffs.
Millennium is a crossover. Lone Gunman is a spin-off.
Yeah, no, because Millennium was actually created as its own show. It wasn't actually part of X-Files. They just shoehorned it in for that episode.
Yeah, that
really?
episode
I thought it was.
to give.
I
Yeah,
thought
that
it was an
episode
actual
was to
spin-off.
give the
Maybe,
final.
then
No,
maybe
No,
I'm wrong.
no.
I'm wrong.
You always
no,
wrong,
it
dude.
was not a crossover episode because it was not a spin-off because it was an original show.
Yeah,
Chris Carter decided to add it to the X-Files lore because he wanted to give Millennium fans closure.
So basically, it's more like how Constantine was its own thing and then retroactively put into the CW verse.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would work. That makes
yeah.
sense.
They just
Okay.
shoehorn shit in afterwards. They're like, this kind of works in this universe. But I mean, it kind of works because if the creator is sort of the creator of both, then it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
It exists in both. Like, it exists in the same universe in their brain.
Well, I mean, it's not like, he knows what Mulder and Scully are doing all the time. He's got his own goddamn life.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out because I got to go and do my walk early today, and it has ceased raining temporarily, so I should go do that.
All right.
All right, have a blast.
It was a delight to chat with you all. I will catch y'all next week. I'll catch you a little sooner, I guess, Elihu, because of the disaster movie thingy on Saturday.
Yeah, if
I'm
we're doing
looking forward
I don't
to
think
that.
we're doing it. Yeah, I don't think we're doing it Friday.
No, we're doing it Saturday. I can't do Fridays. I don't get home in time from work for West Coast time.
Yeah,
And I
I'll
usually
be
go do
right back. I
groceries.
gotta Georgia.
All right.
Yeah,
See y'all
Friday's
soon.
next Friday's my birthday. There's no way I'm going to be doing that.
Yeah. So I think we're doing it on Saturday, but we're doing it at 6 o'clock. You and me. 3 o'clock our time. 6 o'clock their time.
Yes.
3 o'clock my time, or our time.
Yeah.
So I will probably be home and exhausted from hiking, but I'll make it an easy one, or easier by my standards. Easier by my standards. I was going to climb a mountain next weekend, but I wouldn't get home till about 6 o'clock my time. So
Ooh.
I'm going to save that till the following weekend when it's a long weekend and I have some time to recover.
You would love to go hiking around here.
I love hiking anywhere except for Alberta. It's a little flat where I used to live there. So
If you go to Coy Tower, you got 200 steps right
I
there.
don't want to climb a tower. Boring. I like to be surrounded by trees and climbing up rocks and over logs and things. It's got to be exciting.
You would enjoy the walk from 7th Avenue and Hayes all the way to the beach. It's about 47 blocks. And all the way to Golden Gate Park. Yeah.
Well, if I ever get my passport and my landed immigrant card renewed, I will be sure to visit you in San Francisco.
Okay.
I'll bring my air mattress and sleep on your floor.
I'm back. And speaking of visiting Elihu in San Francisco, believe it or not, Elihu, the 3 younger Vile children and their mom are all in San Francisco right now. But they don't want to go see you.
What? Why not? All right. Bye, everybody. I'll see you.
Because they're
I'll see you soon.
teenagers and they don't care about my friends.
Later, Dandelion.
What
So
are they doing
they're
in San
going to see a
Francisco?
concert. I know they told me what concert they were going to see, but I don't freaking
System
know.
of the Down. Let me guess. System of the Down.
I know
SOD,
System
System of the
of the
Down. That was
Down.
last night.
That was
Yeah,
that's probably
that
what
was
they went to go
hell
see.
at the dispense. Yeah, I showed up yesterday morning at 8 o'clock when the dispensary was open because I knew the concert was in town and every single dispensary was busy when they do that. The line was out the fucking door yesterday morning at 8 a.m. I'm like, holy shit. I came back at 11:30. Still long ass line. I'm like, damn.
The funniest part about it is they never really liked some of the songs that that their mom was part of their mom and I's generation.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I play some of the songs after they go to a concert like this, they're suddenly like, oh, I know that one, and they'll let me play my music.
Yeah, I've been there
Into the
before
concert.
too. Yeah, I've been there before too. speaking of concerts, I heard there was a thwarted attack on a Taylor Swift concert in what was it? The
Australia's
it was Australia.
Yeah, I believe it was 3. Everybody got their tickets reimbursed. No problem. Taylor was like, no problem. Here's your money back. I understand safety. Yeah, she reimbursed everybody who got a ticket in advance. They still canceled the shows. They got several people arrested, but her tour is still continuing.
Okay. I had only heard about that just recently. And I'm like, I was thinking about this and I'm thinking, her being probably the most popular pop star right now. Now, I don't personally. Now, I remember her when she was country. I've actually been to her concert. I took my oldest when my oldest was 14. Very good songs. But when she went to pop, I was kind of getting away from country music, modern country music, because it was sounded to what I call poppy. And I decided to just focus mostly on rock and metal and older country music. And pop really isn't my thing. So, I mean, I'm all for her having a brand and making it work. But I got to be honest, when it comes to Taylor Swift, I think she has been very smart with how she's done her brand. I would absolutely say she does her brand well. And as far as I can tell, she treats her people very well.
Yeah, anybody who's a roadie on her show is going to get a bonus from her no matter what. She takes care of her crew like nobody else. She gave when she was here in the Bay Area, it was about $10 million total of extra pay for the crew alone. Then she gave a whole bunch of $1 million to the city for the food bank. I'm like, what the hell, Taylor? You don't need to. Thank you.
Well, I think she
didn't have. She did. Look at this. People were sneaking into a parking garage to see the free concert. Normally, everybody else the band will go, no, free, no. Taylor didn't care. She didn't care. People were sneaking into a parking lot to watch her show for free. She's a great person. She's a great personality.
I would have definitely seen, as someone who has actually seen her in concert, in person. Let's see, this would have been 2014, so it would have been 10 years ago. And I mean, the energy in the room was just, look, if you go to a concert, you guys know this. If you see somebody who was just pissed off at a concert, there's something wrong with them, because honestly, when everybody's got that energy going, you can't help but let it infect you. You want it to infect you. You want to be a part of that experience. And
that's why I stay away from the mosh pit.
Oh, well, I did mosh pit.
I do not want to be a part of that experience anymore.
Hey, in a mosh pit, though, if somebody falls down, we pick them back up.
Yeah, but I hated the moshing when I was a kid, man.
I loved doing mosh. The only thing I wouldn't do was crowd surfing, because I was too scared somebody was going to drop me and I'd break my neck.
Well, I would never do that because, I'm a fat guy. I don't trust those people to hold me.
Yeah, well, even when I was, I wouldn't trust them. So saw people.
And I never did the mosh. I was always just behind that area because I saw people get bloodied in that stuff.
It can get a little rough. That's why you go. I was when it was at Carolina Rebellion some years ago. Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes were there, and Frank Carter had this really way of just energizing the crowd, and he did not crowd surf. I shit you not. This guy got into a handstand position. Hola, Mrs. Cardenas.
Hola, Mrs. Cardenas. Damn, you beat me.
Well, I got to do it at least once in a blue moon. But this guy gets.
That's tomorrow night.
Yeah, this guy gets into a handstand position and does a handstand walk on people's hands in the crowd. I shit you not. He was walking hands over hands with people and holding himself up like that. It was just like, it was one of the most crazy stunts I'd ever seen.
You got to say hi to Mrs. Vile. She's in the chat. She got back from Cancun last night, so I know she's tired. So hopefully she's doing okay. I'm glad you're here, babe.
So it was one of, I'm going to load you real quick, but yeah, as far as concert parts go, that was amazing. But I got to be honest, the highlight, if I'm going to say there was any highlight of any rock fest I've ever gone to, seeing Leonard Skinner and listening to Freebird lie and just watch the place fucking lose it.
Best concert I've been to in the park was Everclear and Smash Mouth. That was a free show. I love that concert.
The favorite show that I've ever been to was the first concert I ever took Caddy to, and that was Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, I saw him when I was a kid.
I've never actually seen Weird Al in concert. I've seen his videos, obviously.
Yeah, I saw him as a kid.
The fact that he's able to change into the costumes for each song that quick, like we're talking like less than a minute in between certain songs, and wear those costumes for that set. I mean, that's just freaking amazing.
Yeah, he's not a young whippersnapper anymore.
I still need to see the Daniel Radcliffe Weird Al movie with Mrs. Vile. She wanted to see that, and I just haven't been able to get a copy of it yet.
It's pretty funny how they do Madonna. It's hilarious. Madonna loved the portrayal of her, how they portrayed her in the movie. It was hilarious as shit. I loved it. It's not accurate, but I loved it. Daniel Radcliffe was perfect as Al.
The few clips that I've seen or in the trailer, I think that he did just a great job from what I've seen, and I want to see the whole film with her. Maybe that'll be a Vile review in the near future.
Maybe it should be, man.
If you're still listening, babe, let me know if you want to do that. I know you don't want to be on camera.
Just type in C. Letter C for Americans. Us English ignorants.
But yeah, I told Elihu this earlier, but Caddy wants to start doing Vile reviews again, so we're gonna try to come up with something. I want to have at least 3 reviews in the bag before we post anything, so we probably won't post anything until the first of the year. So don't expect anything too soon, because I gotta work. And it's not like I can afford to hire a professional editor again. Unless, Elihu, you want to learn how to edit videos.
I already do that, dude. There's several AI programs I use, okay?
I don't want to use AI.
I have several programs that edit videos with sound. I can remove the audio and the music, separate that shit. I can cut down, I can fade in videos. The intro that LDG made Anzo for his OCC, I melded 2 scenes together so it looks like one. It's 2 smoke scenes, but it actually looks like one. I can do videos, dude.
All right, well, maybe we'll have you work on something. I still want to do the first one just because I need to get my skills back up. In fact, why the hell? In fact, I just now realized I'm still running DaVinci, so I got to close that out.
Why the hell do you still have DaVinci?
I like DaVinci. It's free and it has a lot of good things.
Yes, I'll send you another one that's better than DaVinci. Okay.
What is it?
Hang on, where's my bookmarks?
As I said, I don't want to pay for anything. I'm cheap.
No.
I'm broke.
My internet's a little slow. I'll send it to you after the stream, dude. Because I can't pull up my little tab. Where is it?
Let's see. Let me go back a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta do this afterwards.
Sorry. Oh, Elihu, did you say? Were you saying Australia or Austria?
Australia.
Well, Vienna's in Austria.
Yeah, even when you said that, I
sorry.
didn't say anything, but I thought it was Europe, not.
Yeah, I
sorry.
mean, I was pretty sure Austria was in Europe, not.
Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Or Vienna was in Europe, like, yeah, it's in Austria, not Australia.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I'll think of something else. We'll talk about Australia.
And I don't know if anyone else is doing a stream. What I'm thinking about doing, because I gotta start posting again to the eBay store because things have been selling. So I might do a stream later on where I don't really talk. I'm just gonna post stuff, but you guys can see what I'm posting and talk amongst yourselves.
So, question for you, Mike. Eli, have you guys ever seen the movie American History X?
When it first came out at the drive-in theater.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it like once.
Yeah, it's a pretty dramatic movie. It's kind of hard to watch more than once. Well, I saw somebody on X. They posted one of the clips from the movie, and you sit there, listen to this if you're in the VILM, and it's like you remember how easy when people are feeling downtrodden, hurt, they don't feel like their government's listening to them, they don't feel like anything can get done. It's easy to do that and that was I think the point of the movie is when you have those people, it's like, okay, I'm going to give you somebody to blame. This is who's at fault. This is who you need to focus your anger at, and that's how you radicalize people. And it's a hard movie to watch, but even 25 years ago, it was powerful because it's how you radicalize people. There was also another movie that did something similar to that. Eli, Mike, did you guys ever see the movie Higher Learning?
Yeah.
Hold on.
James Earl Jones. James almost.
Yeah.
Edward almost. Yeah.
Yeah. So you remember how Higher Learning happened and how you had that one white guy who just felt like he was being like he's a loser, nobody wants to hang out with him, and then the skinheads are like, hey, we'll be friends with you. I mean, they marked him. They literally saw a mark.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie.
Huh?
It's been a while since I've seen the movie.
Oh, I know. I'm just remembering certain aspects, but what I'm thinking about is I was listening to what the clip was saying. I'm like, huh? Yeah. 25 plus years ago, this movie was made, and these kind of things still can happen now. I mean, it's just normal forms. You get people angry enough, you give them somebody to be angry at, you create a mob mentality. Bob's your uncle.
Well, just be careful when you say stuff like that, NB, because when I hear the rhetoric of certain people, it sounds very familiar to that.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying when you have those kind of things, you get the group together and you create the mob mentality versus thinking individually, because mob mentality, okay, remember what I said about the concert and you feel the energy and you want to be a part of it? Well, it can be the same thing in a riot or a or the mob mentality of things like that. People are so angry and the anger starts to infect other people. Emotions can be an infection on people in a way. You see one person doing it and you start believing that it's the right way to go and you feel similar and you're like, okay, it's and I'm not trying to simplify it. Obviously, guys, you know me anywhere, I don't take things simple. I complicate the hell out of them because I want to get in the weeds.
Yeah, speaking of weeds, you are high.
I know I'm not high. Oh God, Eli, I was so high last night. Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw that strain, man.
Yeah, you like that strain? You like that color?
Yeah, but I got better deals up here, and I showed you.
Yeah. But no, it was great, man, because it was only 40 minutes away, and I don't even count the first 10 minutes. So really, to me, it's only 30 minutes away because the first 10 minutes are just from me to get from my house to the Dollar General. And I do that run on a regular basis, so I don't even count that first 10 minutes. I mean, I drive down that way. Huh?
4.5 blocks. That's all I have to go
Yes,
to.
I know. You love to keep telling me that. I know you love to keep telling me that. Well, you got to remember where you live and where I live.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I found a place. Hey, man, I found a place that is literally 30 minutes away that's got better. You saw those discounts. Dude, I'm going in on Warrior Wednesday, man. I'm getting an extra 5%. Dude,
Hey, I'm 50 shy getting $100 off, okay?
Oh, shit, Elihu. I didn't even know this, but when I signed up for their loyalty program, which of course I was going to do anyway, I mean, why would I not? And I did not know this, but when you signed up, I got 30% off my first order.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got a half ounce of flour and got my topical cream for pain. And this place, it was so funny because I got there about a half hour after they opened. And it was so funny. The parking lot's full. And I heard one of the guys say, they're like, man, a lot of people. He goes, oh, yeah, we had a line of people. We had cars lined up before we even opened. And it's not a bad drive. I mean,
let's change the subject because I want to talk about some of the stuff that's coming out. And I want you guys to tell me whether you think it would be better or if it's worthy of a theatrical watch if it's released theatrically or not.
Sure.
Okay. Obviously, the first one I was going to say was the new Beetlejuice.
Yes.
No.
You think that would be a good one to watch in the theaters or no?
Oh, no, not the theaters, Netflix.
Yeah, that's not what I'm going to theaters for.
No. I'll wait till
really? I think that would be a great theatrical experience.
Not a Tim Burton movie.
No.
Really?
The way they're promoting it, it'd be more like a sit home in the dark, chill with a beer and a joint to watch.
I'm with Elihu on this one. I am exactly with Elihu on that.
Oh man, because I think I want to watch that one in the theater if I can make it.
No, I'm with Elihu. I want to sit down, watch it, have a joint and a beer.
Yeah,
that looks like the kind of movie you want to have a joint and a beer with.
Well, you could like pop an edible before and then go watch it.
No, I can't.
Not the same thing.
No, I can't. No. I'm not taking an edible. Right. Dude, I take a body high, I'll be asleep.
What's the other movie?
I was looking at the whole list of movies that are supposed to be released by the end of the year. One of the other ones that's next coming out is the Crow remake.
Hell no.
No, hell no. No.
Oh,
no.
One at a time.
We are speaking at the exact same time, saying the exact same thing. We're not cross-talking.
Is the only Crow.
All right, because I kind of agree with you guys on that one. I have no interest in The Crow as a remake, as the sequels. I thought the sequels sucked.
The show sucked.
I don't see it so terrible. Crow Stairway to Heaven. Oh my God, it was so 90s watered down.
Now, if it was on Tubi, I might watch it. But other than that, I don't think I'll be seeing this one anytime soon.
Did we answer a little too fast on that one, Mike?
There is no way in hell I'm watching this movie. I saw it. I'm like, no, this is not The Crow. This doesn't even look like the comic book Crow. Not even close. I'm sorry. The Crow was actually done very well, faithful to the comic, as it should have been. This don't look anything faithful to the comic or anything resembling the original movie that is a cult favorite by all of us because it just is an amazing dark movie.
Let me
That
give you a
works.
different interpretation you might understand. A new Batman comes out and he uses a machine gun. That's the equivalent. No.
There you go. Boom. There you go.
All right. So I think we're all in agreement on that one. I'm only bringing this one up because quite literally, Caddy and her friend were annoying me to no end by singing their favorite musical songs from Broadway and stuff and some of the movies.
Jeremy fucking
So
Jordan.
they made she made several Jeremy Jordan references.
No shot there.
There's a theatrical version of Wicked coming out this year.
Yes, I know. It's coming down the
stage play.
street from me. It's coming down the street from me. 1 block away.
Now, I might want to take Caddy and maybe Vile Style and my other daughter, who doesn't have a nom de plume on the channel, because they are all into musical theater, and I think it would be fun to see it in the theater with them if I can make it. But other than that, because I have kids who are into musical theater, is the only reason I'd go see it myself. What about you guys?
My personal issue is I have not had a lot of luck enjoying theater movies that have been, or theater that has been turned into a movie. An example would be Rent. Very good theatrical release, but I just didn't feel the movie did it right.
They cut some of the songs out.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Elihu.
Yeah,
I just feel like look, when I go to the theater, I want to go to the theater because I respect the theater. To take it to me, and this is just me personally, to take a theater thing and try to make it into a movie while trying to still stay true to the play, if I'm being honest, I kind of find it insulting.
I saw Wicked when it first came out, and I loved it.
Oh yeah, Wicked was beautiful.
I'm talking about the play. I'm talking the play. I was at the theater. I'm talking the play.
I know you're talking to play. Elihu, I never got to see it live, but my daughter, who loves plays, knows I love plays. She sent me, a link to watch the play of Wicked. And yeah, granted, it's not the same thing as being in the theater because, listen, a play is not the same as watching a movie. Okay, a play needs to be watched live. There is something lost when you're watching it on a stream or something because there's an experience lost between you and the theater. I still enjoyed it, but I would have enjoyed it like I would have enjoyed Jekyll and Hyde when I was in the theater watching it.
Or Oklahoma.
I have actually not gotten to a live Oklahoma. I did see, okay, for example, I love the Nutcracker Ballet. I don't want to see it on TV. I want to see it live.
Don't care for the Nutcracker.
Really?
Yeah. I
like ballet.
I thought it was always overrated.
No, I like ballet. Well, when I first saw, when I got to see the Nutcracker, I found the ballet and the thing. I actually like ballet. I know that sounds crazy for people to hear from someone like me, but I think ballet is very beautiful.
I find it very boring.
I find it very beautiful.
Cirque du Soleil. That's why I stopped going to Ringling Brothers Bar and Bailey Circus because it's just Cirque du Soleil without the animals. Like, what's the point? I find it boring.
Oh God, Elihu. Yeah, tell me about it, dude. I got one chance, my last chance to take my kids to see Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus before the elephants were taken. And dude, there's no point. After that, there's no point.
It's Cirque du Soleil without animals. That's all it is.
All right. Well, since you were talking about Halloween, this is going to be more of a Christmas release because of everything. But Terrifier 3, which is going to be Christmas themed, is coming out. But that's starring Art the Clown, the homicidal demonic clown guy. What about that one? Is that one that you guys would want to see in theaters or on TV? You know, or on the, you know what I mean?
I think that is something my daughter would want to go see. And unfortunately, we might have to wait because I have this severe paranoia about taking my daughter and her girlfriend and being in the theater with them. I always feel like I'm going to get these weird looks. taking two 14-year-olds to an R-rated movie, looking like me. I'm sorry, man. It's the equivalent of trying to take them to a Disney movie. I'm thinking, okay. Yeah, I know who that is.
I know, but I'm like, when I saw that, I'm like, that is. I've told Mrs. Vile, sometimes when I see a thumbnail or a movie poster, I want to watch it based on either just the title or just the poster. This is one where I see that poster, I'm like, I have to see that movie.
Have you seen?
I want to see that one. I don't want to see that one in the theater per se. That's one, like you were saying, I want to see it in a dark room alone, maybe with people who also like horror movies, but not in the theater.
Then check out Cocaine Werewolf.
I haven't heard about that one.
Check out the movie poster.
Hey, did you guys see Black Balloon?
Black Bloom?
Oh, Black Balloon. It starred. So it's a psychological thriller. It's where this guy takes black balloons. He has a black van. He kidnaps kids. And man, my daughter and I were watching it. And dude, I love psychological thrillers. And I'm just like on the edge. Because I don't know. Is this kid going to survive or is he going to die like the rest of the kids?
Never heard of it.
Check it out.
Hold on. I'm checking out the thing he was talking about first. So hold on.
What? Black Balloon?
No.
You'll see.
Okay.
You weren't paying attention. There you go.
Oh, Cocaine Werewolf. Right. Oh, okay. This has got to be like the B-rated version of Cocaine Bear, right?
Yeah, he would always sniff you out.
Okay. Elihu, have you ever seen the Wolf Cop movies?
No.
All right. I see that title and I'm like, I have to watch it because same thing with Wolf Cop. I'll see if I can bring up the poster for that one.
Haven't you shown us
that poster? That poster.
I probably have shown you guys Wolf Cop because this in the sequel they did this song. Seriously, look up the after the stream. Look up the Wolf Cop song. It is like so fucking 80s, and it's so stupid. I love it.
This looks like a 90s romance cheesy novel book cover.
This almost looks like they're doing a Little Red Riding Hood thing here, which
I think obviously
with the big tits, I'm all in for. With the big tits, I'm all in for.
I might have to watch this one. Thank you, Elihu.
No problem.
But
hey, there is nothing wrong with liking bad movies.
Yeah, I even like. I like Return of the Jedi. I'm just fucking with you.
There is nothing wrong with us liking bad.
They're both supposed to be released this year, and they're both Sony-owned Marvel spinoffs because they have the Spider-Man license.
Craven.
Venom: The Last Dance, and Kraven the Hunter.
Kraven Theater, Venom Home.
Kraven actually looked like something I would see in the theater.
Yeah, that actually
because people are talking about Kraven, people who were complaining about Kraven the Hunter and the way he's acting. I'm like, I don't think you really understand this character. This character, he's a hunter. His whole thing is finding the most worthy prey.
All right. you know what's funny about that is I've seen both the trailers. Venom looks like something I'd rather see in the theater just because of the spectacle. And Craven, I was like, that's something I want to see at home. It was the exact opposite of you guys.
Well, Craven, I'd be willing to see in the theater. I'm not sure I will, but I'd be willing to. But Venom, I haven't seen either of the two movies in theater. I don't have any interest in seeing the third one in theater.
Well, me and Mrs. Vile, I know, saw the second Venom movie in the theater. I don't know if we saw the first one together. I just don't remember offhand. But I know that we enjoyed the Venom sequel in the theater, except for the parts that annoyed the fuck out of me because I was a huge fan of the Maximum Carnage storyline.
So was I.
Back in the 90s. And
You know what I did not like about Venom 2? Eddie Brock lives in a Tenderloin. How the hell do you find an apartment that big in the Tenderloin?
Well, not only that, the part that pissed me off about the Carnage Venom movie was because they did a romance between Shriek and Carnage. And if you read the thing, she may have been kind of in love with him, but he was completely chaotic. He didn't give a shit about anyone. In fact, he's the one who tried to kill her.
Yeah, that's the thing that did kind of bother me is they made him be like in love with her. It's like, no. Cassidy is a fucking psychopath. He doesn't care about anybody. All he wants to do is create carnage. I remember when he first came out. I remember his cameo. I remember the first comic book he was in where he's like, do you know why I'm going to kill you? And he just is teasing this guy. He's like, why? For the love of God, why? And he pulls him and he goes, why? Because I can. And he kills him. And that was our first view of Carnage. This guy just wanted to do what he could. And in Maximum Carnage, oh, shit.
Well, there was a scene that actually got cut because I saw it being filmed. When he was being lifted up and spun around like he's being transformed into Carnage in front of the cop, in front of the apartment. I'm like, okay, that would have been cool to watch, but that got cut. What happened to that transformation scene?
I don't know.
Look, I'm going to be honest. As much as I rather enjoy this version of Eddie Brock to a point, I'm sorry, it just doesn't fit. Toby Grace was a better, at least understood the anger of why Venom and everything. This, I understand it's in a different universe. That's fine. It's okay, but it's not like something I'm that interested in. I was never that big.
It's like what's weird about him is Sony seems to be doing some really good casting for some of their movies, but the storylines are somewhat lacking. Yeah. I mean, Woody Harrelson did a fantastic job as Carnage. I got to give him that. And the actress who played Shriek, I think she did a great job too. And what's his face playing Venom? They're doing a great job. But it's like all the other stuff, all the ancillary stuff that is just off enough that I can't 100% enjoy the movies.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat there. I mean, Woody Harrelson, I was actually, dude, when I found out he was playing Carnage, I was over the moon. I was absolutely over the moon. But, and I thought he really did well with it. But unfortunately, it felt like Carnage and Venom are kind of watered down versions of what we knew. And to be honest, I was never that big of a Venom fan. I was always more Carnage.
Well, see, the one thing I liked most about Carnage was the fact that he brought Spider-Man and Venom together. Yeah. Two people who hate each other's guts, who would kill each other in any other circumstance. But the whole point was, even Venom is like, this person is so bad, I'm going to team up with the person I want dead most in order to stop them. because I might be dangerous. I might like to kill people, but there's a difference between killing people and unleashing total chaos.
Yeah.
Unleash total carnage.
Well, that's why it was called Maximum Carnage. I mean,
Yeah.
well, you had the Venom symbiote and Eddie Brock. They had both equal reasons to hate Spider-Man and Parker, legitimate reasons, but even he was like, okay, we got to stop this. It's like, we may kill each other later, but we got to stop this. Because this guy is just too big a threat. I mean, it did show, that was one of the things about the writing back then, is we didn't have the straight black and white of, it's like, okay, yeah, we hate each other and everything, but it's like, even when you're rivals, sometimes you have to make temporary alliances to fight a common enemy.
Well, yeah, that's what the whole comic was about.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Since we're still doing comics, I'm going to bring this one up just because this one's I'm worried about. Joker, I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. Folie à deux.
Folie à deux.
Because I liked the Joker movie as a standalone.
Yeah.
And I am very, very worried how much this one's going to suck if they're just trying to play off of the popularity of it.
Yeah, I've been in the same boat for that. I think, Mike, we talked about this years ago. We talked about this for years. You've heard my opinion. I don't know why it was. I didn't want the sequel. I did not want it. I don't know.
Now, I'm
most
showing
of
the poster.
Most of the songs are supposed to be in their own minds and stuff, and it's going to be non-original music. I mean, it's going to be like pop music, pop tracks, like modern day music songs.
I just don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. I kind of want to see it, but then I'm like, do I really want to see it because I didn't want the sequel? So I'm kind of at that teetering point. Okay, do I go in and realize I was right, or do I go in and realize I was wrong? I'm at a 50-50 shot, and it's not like I got a theater nearby me. I got to drive 30 minutes to get to the nearest theater.
5 blocks.
I might bend my little rule about listening to reviews after a movie comes out because I always want to. I want to go in there, as uninformed as possible. But here's the thing: the first Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix was so freaking good. I am glad I saw that in the theater.
Oh yes, so was I.
All right, so we got that down. I want to make sure that this one is good before I go to see it in the theater. Because if it's good in the theater, it is going to be an experience that you want to see in the theater.
Exactly.
If it ends up being like frickin' Jared Leto's Joker, that is not something I want to see in the theaters.
No, I agree, but are they going to be able to? Okay, that Joker movie was literally lightning in a bottle. I mean, a Joker origin story that people were like, oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Was this all in his head? Did any of this really happen? I mean, it stoked water cooler thoughts and theories. And it was like, I was worried the sequel was going to bring answers to the questions. Like, I don't want the answers.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I like the ambiguity about it. That film would have been good even if it wasn't Batman related.
Yeah.
But having it take place in a DC universe, I say A, not the, made it a little bit better, more relatable to the average person.
Yes, but what I really loved about it, like you said, the ambiguity of it. And, I had many discussions with people after this movie came out, and we all were talking our own theories and our own thoughts. And I thought that was the beauty of the movie. Everybody was taking a different view and purchase, and some of us were agreeing, some of us were disagreeing. We're getting alternate thoughts. It's like, oh, that's not a bad idea. That could be the thing. And I worried that this is going to ruin that ambiguity.
Now, obviously, the poster is referencing to a small degree this cover.
Yes, I know that cover very well.
And the Margot Robbie and Jared Leto version of the Joker also did an homage to this cover in one of their things, which was one of the only things I did like about it. But I'm worried that the Harley Joker dynamic has changed so much, both in comics and in the real world, because people kind of realized it was fun when it started, but Joker's not a good person to be in a relationship with.
Well, remember, Harley Quinn originated in Batman animated series.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why it was like, it was different when she was crazy and she loved him, but he didn't love her.
Yeah.
Now they try to portray it off as, yeah, he was in love with her, but he also would kill her in a heartbeat. And that's what was dangerous. And they were trying to, it's like, oh, it actually is a love story. Joker has some good points. And crap, there's an ambulance going by. Hold on.
I think one of the best things that made The Dark Knight so good was Alfred's speech when he said, some people just want to watch the world burn. Yeah. And, when you actually watch more context now of Heath Ledger, and, I love that scene where he's like, I'm not crazy. I'm just ahead of the curve. And I'm like, yeah, I've been there before. Dude, he made his character so relatable because he's like these civilized people. Yes, I know that was a movie, but let's be honest. He wasn't wrong. Because what he described is these civilized people, once shit goes bad, we go back to tribalism.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And it becomes less about society and more about, literally using strength to overcome the other people because you can, not because you should.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what, an agent of chaos is all about. He's like, I'm going to show you what people really are. And he said it. I mean, that was like, when the chips are down, these people eat each other alive. I mean, look at what's going on right now. It's not.
Well,
I'm not getting into politics right now. No. I'm not getting into politics. I'm talking in general. Broad stroke here. Think about the entertainment industry. They're eating each other alive right now.
God damn.
They're having to fight. They're having an internal civil war right now going on.
All right, I'm going to share this one. You guys can talk about it. Another unnecessary sequel, or in this case, prequel.
Oh, God, no. 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 If James Earl Jones ain't doing Mufasa, I don't want to fucking care.
So this is another attempt at rooting for the bad guy as a little kid like we did for Anakin in The Phantom Menace. Okay, I'm going to pass. I did not like the live-action version because I thought, okay, this is too unrealistic for actual animal behavior. It's better in a cartoon form. As an adult, I would enjoy the cartoon form better than live action. Then I saw this and what the hell have they been smoking?
That's not even the worst.
I don't know what's going on. Right up my corner, there's a fire truck in the middle of the street. that's parked right in at an intersection. Before that, the ambulance arrived, and just now, as I had to mute myself, 2 sheriffs pulled up, lights going off, and now they've stopped. I'm like, what the hell is going on over there? That required first an ambulance, then a fire truck, and now police.
Take a walk.
That's interesting. I got a story for you, Mike. I got a very interesting story for you that kind of relates to that. When I lived on base housing in Tampa, Florida, at MacDill Air Force Base, one day we had 6 security forces show up at a house on our street. Apparently, this guy had falsified orders, falsified records, and had a massive cache of weapons in his apartment, in his government housing that he should never have been in. This guy was looking to cause some pretty bad shit, and I was living a quarter mile from where he was. That was really interesting to find out that there was literally a terrorist living across from me.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy was good. No, this guy was good. I mean, they got his orders right. They got him on base. He was able to get the weapons in. I was like, holy shit.
Sheesh. I don't even want to know how he got those weapons on base.
Well,
actually, that's the thing. No, he's completely right, Mike. Because here's the thing: most bases, when you have weapons on the base, they generally require you to check them into the armory.
Yeah, I don't want to know how. No. Whoa.
Dude, we were freaking out forever. We were like, how did this guy get? How did his orders get? How did he get base? How did he get?
All right. NB, I have an idea of how he might have done it based on certain things that have happened with friends of mine in Miramar.
Oh, Miramar. I know Miramar.
Okay. One of the barracks areas that a friend of mine was stationed at Miramar, I can't remember who was in charge of the barracks, but he was basically pissed off at everyone because on their downtime they were playing video games. So he literally confiscated every Game Boy, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever, and said that if he found anything there, if anyone bought one at the commissary, they would get in trouble with him.
That's illegal. That's an unlawful order, and that's unlawful confiscation.
Well, I don't know the whole scenario behind it, but I'm just saying that's what. And a couple of the guys decided to sell their stuff to me instead of having it confiscated. Now,
he's not legally allowed to do that.
What one of the guys did, because he was told, you can't bring it on base, and they were, checking bags and everything. He ordered parts of a Nintendo GameCube. He ordered the shell. He ordered the control, parts of the controller, and he built the GameCube while in the barracks, piece by piece, by just buying the parts. And he even got the little screen attachment, so he could attach the screen to it, and that way he could play it in a little tiny area, because the GameCube was the only one he could put in his little locker area where it could not be seen.
Oh yeah.
So maybe what the guy did is he ordered parts for guns and just assembled them inside the place he had them delivered to.
Oh, that might have been a possibility. No, that is completely possible. But bud, man, I tell you what, we found out about it. It's like, wait a minute. This guy has these guns and ammo. I'm on a military base, and if I have a gun, I got to check it in the armory. I'm like, what the fuck? This was the last time I ever lived on base housing again.
Well, I'm going to go back to the movie because that's originally what I was trying to talk about.
Yeah.
I got distracted by the ambulance and police cars. My opinion on the Mufasa, I have no interest whatsoever in seeing this one because of the animation style. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to watch this one in the theater or at home.
I have no interest in this because here's my thing. How dare you call this live action? It's a CGI fest.
Yeah.
There's no live action. And it's just, I'm sorry, this doesn't work this way. It works in cartoons, but when you try to make live action animals talk like humans, it just doesn't work.
That's why Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Dolittle bombed. You cannot outdo Rex Harrison.
I didn't even see that movie. I wasn't.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb. I like the original Rex Harrison version a lot better. The way he learned how, and like not automatically. I'm like, oh come on, just don't jump into it.
Okay, Mike, Elihu, have you guys seen the Snow White trailer?
Yes.
Okay. How are they going to call this live action when the only live action people so far we've seen are the evil queen who's hotter than Snow White and Snow White? And instead of hiring 7 actual dwarves, they CGI and it looks so clunky and everything looks so obvious CGI. I'm like, why didn't you do practical effects for at least the house? Why didn't you hire 7 dwarves to do this? It would have been far cheaper to do that than all this bullshit you're doing, and it looks terrible.
I stand by Renee Zellweger's comments about the movie. Don't bother watching it.
Oh, I have no intention on watching it. I'm sorry. This just looks ridiculous.
The point of Snow White is because her skin is white as snow. Renee Zellweger's skin is not white as snow. That's not Snow White. I'm sorry. That was the whole premise of the whole entire story of Snow White.
Lips is red, skin is white as snow, and lips is red as a rose.
Rose. Yes, that was the premise of the Snow White story. Not somebody without white skin that's white as snow. No, I'm sorry, Renee. No, this is not Snow White.
No, it's
if it was
not.
Little Red, if it was a retelling Little Red Riding Hood, maybe because there's no ethnical clarification of what Hood is. So I'm like, yeah, I'd be okay with Renee playing Red Riding Hood, but not Snow White.
No, I would agree with that, but Snow White's ethnicity was very well spelled out. Red Riding Hood, that would be ambiguous. I would agree with you on that. Obviously, it was probably, the Grimm fairy tales, the Germans and everything. It was probably, portrayed as white, but or European, but you could go different routes with that, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. But Snow White's character is very defined.
Yeah, it's like doing a new Tomb Raider and having the main character called Larry Croft. No, it ain't gonna work.
No. When I saw this whole thing about the CGI of the 7 Moana 2, I don't even really remember the first one very well.
I thought they were doing a live action.
They'll probably get to that at some point. I didn't even know this was coming out.
God damn it. I've been muted the whole time because I muted myself because of the freaking another cop car showed up and you guys weren't listening. I was wondering why no one was letting me talk. But yeah, I was thinking, speaking of unnecessary Disney property things, I don't think this one's needed.
No. If they would have made a live action Moana 2, live action continuation of it, yeah, I'd be interested in seeing it in the theaters, but another sequel for a cartoon which had a story set already, no. She got the stone. The island's happy. Maui got his hook. Boom.
Do you think they're just trying to play into The Rock's fame, essentially?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's why I said if they were going to do a live action sequel, I'd be all for it. But no, there's no point right now for the cartoon. It's like Frozen 3. No point.
Actually, if I'm being honest, I didn't see a point in Frozen 2.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I like the only part I liked about it was the fact that we had another Disney princess basically become queen because the other one stepped down. That part I liked, but that could have been done in a short, not necessarily in a full
length movie. And I this has been where we ran into some problems with Disney over the years. You know, they do these sequels because they're popular, and it's like, no, you need to remember you can't. The whole point of Disney was capturing that lightning in a bottle. It wasn't about sequels. It was about originality. Somewhere along the line, that's been lost.
Bob Iger.
I mean, I will say, when it comes to Frozen 2, there was some aspects of it I liked. I did like the fact that, you know, the mom and dad characters were, you know, opposing forces that fell in love. That makes sense. It also makes sense for the grandfather character to be the villain, even though he's gone, but unintentionally so. You know what I mean? That part was good. But
what movie are you referencing?
Frozen 2.
Oh, Frozen 2. Sorry, I have only seen it once. I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, just let it go.
I see what you did there.
So, but yeah, Moana 2, there were certain aspects like I liked the, you know, exploring the Polynesian culture because it's not something that's expressed enough in the world as far as I'm concerned. But the rest of it, you know, I didn't like most of the songs. I know my kids enjoyed them, but I didn't like them. And they wasted Alan Tudyk.
I didn't
like pig voice. I'm like, what the hell? They could have had a computer-generated pig voice.
All right, you know what turned me off in this movie was the implying that he was peeing in the water and she felt it. No, I didn't find that funny. I found that rather disgusting. I'm like, that's not Disney. That's the guys who do Illumination.
Industrial Light and Magic, ILM?
No. The guys who do Despicable Me shit.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Illumination.
Yeah, Illumination. You know, I was just like, you really put that in a Disney movie? That turned me off. I'm sorry, but my entire life, I felt that Disney had a standard. And as I've gotten older and I see them getting away from the standard that I think most of us loved, it's kind of annoying.
But the pee joke worked in Aquaman Part 2.
I wouldn't know. I didn't watch Aquaman 2, and I'm not talking about a Marvel movie. I'm talking about a Disney.
Yeah, it was a Disney-owned property, movie. By the way. It's Disney-owned property.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a Disney princess movie. Oh. There's a difference. And there should be a difference.
All right, and now I'm going to bring up one because I should have brought this up when we were talking about comic books, but because this one is catching me by surprise because I literally didn't even know this one was going to be coming out until I looked up movies for this stream. Hellboy the Crooked Man.
Yeah, that looks dumb as fuck.
So it's another Hellboy reboot?
Yes, it's a new guy playing Hellboy. It's a new Hellboy movie. Offset movie, but it looks stupid as fuck. It's like a bad B movie, but with Hellboy in it. That's the way I saw the trailer.
Well,
look, as much as I personally do not like Ron Perlman, I have to admit he's a great actor, and he should still be Hellboy.
Well, okay, I'm reading the description. This is the entirety of the description so far on IMDb. Hellboy and a rooked BPRD agent get stranded in 1950s rural Appalachia and discover a small community of haunted witches led by the Crooked Man.
I'm just like, yeah, let me stop you right there. Hellboy originally was founded in World War II. That was like, what, 45, 46? So he must be about 5, 6 years old? No, he's a grown fucking man. I'm like, this looks stupid as fuck. It's a B movie with a Hellboy in it. He's supposed to be a little kid, not a grown man. They messed with the storyline of Hellboy.
Yeah, as I said, I haven't seen anything for this. No one's been talking about it. For something that's supposed to be released this year, I don't know. I mean, the last Hellboy movie, I didn't really enjoy because it didn't feel like a Hellboy movie to me.
No, it didn't. I didn't even finish it.
The Ron Perlman ones, at least the first one, I enjoyed, even though it butchered the mythology.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed the performances, the story. Everything made sense except for one aspect of the mythology. But again, that was accurate to the comic book, so I can't really blame the movie for doing that. The sequel was less so, but it was still enjoyable, especially for the effects.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I do not know the Hellboy mythology. So like we were passionate earlier about the Crow, but that's because we know the Crow mythology. When it comes to Hellboy, I don't know that mythology. That's like, I don't know Judge Dredd mythology very well.
Okay, if you've seen the original Hellboy with Ron Perlman, it was true to the comic origin.
Yes, and I found it very enjoyable.
That's why I said this new one totally messes with the Hellboy storyline.
What, the sequel or
the newest one coming out? It's a B-rated movie with Hellboy in it. That's how when I saw the trailer, I'm like, no.
Well, no.
Is anybody going to go see Alien Romulus?
I saw that last night.
Well, how was it?
Not worth it.
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
Are you serious?
There was only one cool scene I enjoyed that I've never seen in an Aliens movie, and the director was right because he hinted there's one thing that we've never seen in an Alien movie ever. I'm like, okay, what is it? And I'm seeing this scene and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best scene in the whole entire movie, but it's about 25 seconds long.
So it didn't have the drama or the fear.
It had some of it in there with some elements, but I'm like, you know what's gonna happen. This takes place between alien and aliens. You know what the story is. I'm like, okay, get on with this subplot.
Did you care about the characters?
Not really.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was dozing off during the first 20 minutes of it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to stay awake here. Seriously, I was literally dozing off.
Oh wow! Now, damn.
So you're saying it's more Prometheus and Covenant than it is Aliens 1 or 2?
It's a more eat 10 edibles and watch at home in the dark movie.
Well, then I'll probably wait for that one to come out.
I did not care.
If you eat 10 edibles, you're going to be asleep.
That's the point. That's the whole point of it, man. I do not care for this new Alien movie.
Well, that's your opinion. I mean, of course,
that's my opinion.
I haven't seen it, so I can't dissuade anything. I have some interest in seeing that one in the theater, but more of if someone gives me a free ticket type of thing, not necessarily. But here's one that I'll bring up. Let me see if I can, because this is definitely one that someone like me has to watch in the theater, both because of my kids and because of the person I am. So come on, StreamYard, let me present it. There we go.
Yes. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I've seen the first
Sonic the Hedgehog 3, when they're introducing Shadow the Hedgehog. Yes, I fucking have to watch this. I love the Sonic the Hedgehog series of games. I've been playing them since I was a kid, and my kids like them too. So, yeah, this is one I'm seeing in the theaters with my kids if possible.
Well, my kids and I mean, I remember playing the original Sonic on Sega. Yes, that's how old I am. But I don't know the lore, but I enjoyed the first two movies. My kids enjoy them. So, yeah, this would be one to take the family to.
What about you, Eliu? Since you don't have a family, or you don't have kids, I mean.
Yeah, I have no kids that I know of. I might see in the theater, but I really didn't care for the second one because they hit the rings. They didn't really just toss it all. Like, gee, I'll decide. Here's a ring. Go wherever you want. Like, I didn't like that part. But this right here with Shadow, yeah, I may see it in the theater because of Shadow.
All right. Because of this, and I did actually watch this recently. I didn't bring it up on a stream, but the Knuckles series.
Oh yes, that was good.
There was parts I didn't like. There was parts I did like. And the best part about it is I think someone could edit that into a 2-hour movie that would still do really well. And I want to see that edit. I want to see the movie edit of Knuckles as Sonic 2.5.
I could probably do that if I'm warned enough.
In fact, what I would do is, because of this Sonic 3 movie, I would edit it down into a movie, the Knuckles series, release it with Sonic 3, and call it Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Does anyone else, do you get that joke, NB?
You're outside my scope, man. I wasn't into this lore.
Oh.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Nah, if you have to explain the joke, it ain't gonna matter. I never had a Sega game. I never had a Sega system.
You're a redneck.
Okay,
I explain everything to you.
Of course, I'm a redneck.
All right. During the Genesis era, there was, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. Those were the big Sonic games, okay? When they released Sonic and Knuckles, that game had a feature where the top of it you could flip open and you could plug in either Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 and then play those games with Knuckles as your character. I mean, they actually the Sonic and Knuckles game modified the code from Sonic 3 and Sonic 2 into a single game. And those merged games were called Sonic 2 and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the way they did it is you could play the entirety of Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles as a continuous storyline.
It was the first for gaming.
Yeah. And it's something that wasn't really taken advantage of on the cartridge era, which it really should have. Let me see. See if I can. I just want to see if I can show you a picture of the cartridge. There we go.
Oh, I don't see anything yet. That's cool.
I'm trying to bring it up. Be patient.
That's what Viagra's for.
I prefer Cialis.
Ah, cheaper. Cheapskates.
Here we go.
Yes, I remember that little snap.
And Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the only game so far that I think, because I haven't played some of the newer Sonic games. And while they still have the Chaos Emeralds, this locked on thing, so Sonic 3 and Knuckles were the only one that had the Super Emeralds. So you could, instead of just Super Sonic, there was Hyper Sonic, Hyper Knuckles, and Super Tails. So even Tails got a super mode. And he was the most deadly one in his super mode because he got 3 flickies that would, who are invincible, that would fly around him like a shield.
Oh, I am getting hungry.
Well, I'll end the stream in about 10 minutes. Let's see if we can get at least 2 more of these. Maybe we'll talk about the rest of them next week. Let's go to vampires for the last 2. Because this is one that I didn't hear about, but I'm very interested in because I never got, well, of course, no one really got to see this in the theaters nowadays. Nosferatu.
Nosferatu?
Yes. Yes, I'd be willing to see that.
The only problem I have with this film is when it's going to be released.
What, Christmas?
Yeah. Why the fuck are they releasing it on Christmas?
No offense, but how many Christmas movies have we really had in the last few years?
Well, I would have talked about what there. I do have a Christmas, not just Terrifier 3, but I've got another Christmas movie I was going to bring up, but I don't want to run out of time. We'll talk about the rest of them later. As I said, possibly next week. But I'm like, this is a Halloween movie. There's no reason for this to be released on Christmas.
You know, you got to wonder how those studios figure their shit out.
I call it a marketing genius ploy. You go against
I consider it stupid as all fuck.
Well,
No,
that was
actually
one of
just
the
like-
things that hurt. Okay, take Hocus Pocus. That was a movie that was a Halloween movie, and it came out in like fucking July.
Yeah.
And flopped. And then became a cult classic. It was like, oh, well, why'd you put out a Halloween movie in the middle of fucking July, you dumb shit?
Well, they actually did that on purpose because they wanted the home release to be around Halloween.
Okay.
Because back then the rental market was where a lot of the money was.
Well, that
So
is
they wanted-
true. Well, you're right. That is true. People don't understand. I think people forget. They talk about, well, this movie only made this much money. It's like, okay, how much did it make in the DVD, VHS, and
Yeah,
that?
Hollywood Video, Blockbuster. Come on.
Yeah.
Remember, originally Hocus Pocus, if I remember correctly, was not going to be released to theaters. It was going to be a Disney Channel release by itself. So
You might be right. I don't know that.
So yeah, I think the reason that they planned it around to be put on video around Halloween. So, but yeah, I still think that releasing Nosferatu, hell, that's the movie that started the whole vampires are combustible in sunlight trope. Because before that,
one of the things about the Nosferatu movie is it was very well done for its time. I mean, we're talking about a silent film, and look at the frickin' makeup and how they made Olaf look.
Did you see the John Malkovich version?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that was well done.
Yes.
So I do want to see this one in the theaters, but I just don't want to see it on Christmas.
That would be a great Christmas movie to see.
I
am the
don't
weird
know.
one, so hey.
All right, and the last one we'll talk about the rest of them next week. To continue on with vampires, Salem's Lot remake.
Nope.
Hell no.
Stop remaking Stephen King greats.
God damn, man. Just read the fucking book.
That's like trying to redo the Langoliers. Oh, wait, they did.
Oh.
Never mind.
Oh, my God. You had to bring up that. You had to bring up the lingo. Oh,
right.
my God.
Don't,
God,
as
now
I've
I gotta
said-
have that memory stuck in my head about that mini episode I watched.
I've said before, I'm not a big fan of Stephen King's work.
Yeah.
Some of the movies I've enjoyed, but I don't. Reading his books is like trudging through mud for me.
What? 17
I
pages to
get
describe
through
a
them
leaf falling off a
slowly. It
tree?
doesn't make sense, and I end up feeling dirty at the end.
Well, yeah, you're gonna feel dirty at the end in
So-
some of them, especially if you read The Stand or It.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
But
you know what I'm talking about, Elihu.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am not. This is Salem's Lot is one of those ones. I would have to wait till it came on. It's the type of movie I would wait till it came on cable.
It's not worth watching. They're gonna fuck it up again. They fucked up The Stand on HBO because they decided they want to change things.
I didn't like the new version. No.
Oh my god, it was. I didn't even get past it. I'm like, wait a minute. You took the character who the whole point of him is he sounds black, and you make him a black druggie. What the fuck? I'm like, just give me Molly Ringwald and The Stand from back in the 90s. At least that was more faithful.
Yeah, Molly and Corky.
Yeah, exactly. And but the book, you can't put everything in that, just like you couldn't put everything in it, either movie. But at least with it, the miniseries and the movies were actually done decent. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do this right. They tried to do it with his Magnus Opus, and they fucked it up. I mean, come on. How do you fuck up the Gunslinger?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, it's
Idris Elba was good. Idris was good, though.
It's not that Idris Elba was good. It's the fact that they fucked up the story.
Yeah.
But we're in agreement about Salem's Lot, where no one wants to see that one in the theater.
Oh, God, no. There's
Correct.
no point.
No, not in the theaters.
Read the book.
I didn't even like the book.
Well, you know what? I will tell you this. I have not read it. This is one I have not read. And I'm going to be honest, that's why I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot there. But it's one of those ones I didn't get around to. But I did read some of it. I unfortunately did not. Was going through my divorce at the time, so I ended up losing the book and did not finish it and hadn't bought it again. But, as I was going through it, I went through a Stephen King phase in the 90s. Man, I read Firestarter, Christine, Carrie, fucking It, Stand. I just couldn't get enough of that shit back in the day.
Yeah, the movies, like you were talking about, Christine, Carrie, Shawshank Redemption. I liked those movies so much. I went and started reading his books. And almost every time I read one of his books, at the end of it, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to donate this because I don't want it on my shelf.
Well, there's one thing. Okay, so he wrote The Green Mile.
Yes.
And I very much love the Green Mile movie. But I will say the book is better because there's one thing in the book that they do is you spend a lot more time with the older versions of those two characters. You don't just see them at the beginning and the end.
It's the Bojangles.
Yeah. And I thought it was really, really well done. I was actually surprised that they did Gerald's Game. I thought that was a movie a book they would never touch, but Netflix did it. And I got to give them credit. They were very faithful to the book. So,
all right. Well, I still have a list of like another dozen movies that are supposed to come out this year. So let's talk about those next week.
Sounds good, buddy.
Let's end the song let's end with a more positive song. We'll do the Klingon Victory song.
There we go.
More singing, more voices.
Hail the Klingons, hoorah!
Koi kellets puklod, koi pupek pu. Jakbo matbo jesumi, se machume u. Masu manong, e mapsho chu, ne beyin mach of wom ku. But my children's eljo please ma fam who my deem correct, but to talk to my bed, for what you talk, ma o. Koi
I like that one.
Yeah, I like how that one guy just walks from the back of the stage to the front to sing, and at the gal run at the end, just doing that. Ha! That makes that song because it starts off so slow.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys next week. Later,
All right,
folks.
take care, bud.
Later, weirdos.
Peace and long life.